So I've run into, I don't know what the area is called, but the one in Iron Keep, yeah. What does that one do? That's maximum load. The sign being written here is channeled from far away. Ugh. Developer messages. Ugh. Yellow paint. Because I think you missed a bone dust. What's your Estus at? Okay, so you missed a bone dust. You missed Twink Remains. That's the only reason why I haven't started my Gladio yet. That'll get you banned for sure. Yeah. Bottom Gladio. That's just running out of that's just running out of space though. Also in the name. Oh, 6 smelter wedges. Oh wow. This area looks really nice. I do know there was, because there's 2 more bosses. You have what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 remaining bosses, not counting Ancient Dragon, including Reindeer Fuckland. I'm not sure how it works because I've had that situation before. You can just leave as the invader, but like if you disconnect, that's how you get a sin and have to use the bone thing. Soul of Naldia, Bride of Ash. I am pretty sure one of the bosses you have left. I think the other big boss in this one, the Fume Knight DLC, is like generally a lot of people's favorite boss. You trying to PvP? Yeah. You gonna PvP him? I mean, you've got no choice. Oh, 100%. Oh, that's nice. This isn't Dio by chance, is it? Unless he knew where your area was. Why is this happening? Yeah. Like, why is he doing this? He has no reason to. Ugh. Music here's fucked up. Yeah, and you said this is Dragon Shrine? Nice. So it's gonna be you're gonna be okay with it when it gets to the end of the treasure list and then just ganks you and destroys you with the toxic PvP build. Yeah, yeah. It's just one of those. It's a classic Dark Souls moment, right? Because one of you's gonna kill the other. It's probably gonna be him killing you. Just that's why I'm convinced that the toxic part of the Souls community that people hate is like actually the people that don't play the games and suck. Nice. Okay, now he's killing you. Ouch. Hmm. It's like Noah Gervais was talking about his Fume Night experience, and he's like, I almost quit the game, but then I remembered there's the Sunbro Covenant, where people who are in the Sunbro Covenant. He summoned for Fume Night, and he specifically summoned with the Sunbro Covenant, which is a covenant. He what? Oh, that's nice. What an odd invader. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. You can get +5. I don't know how many Estus there are. Because I have 11. So I'm not sure if I'm missing one. I've got to, right? Because as an odd number, it just doesn't seem appropriate for there to be an odd number. Like that's numerical deviancy. That's ultimate trolling if they did that. Um no. I would hate it. This is not okay. But yeah, now you're at the most unfortunate part of the experience, which is that you got to go on the wiki and look up Sublime Bone Dust locations and try to remember which ones you did and did not grab, because they're all going to sound like you grabbed them. That's part of why I think that might be the one actual issue with the Shadow Tree fragments is that since there are no redundancies, no matter what X-Man says, since there are no redundancies, if you want to just get to level 20, which from what I've heard is what it's in, pretty much you got to be at level 20 to fight the final boss. It means pull up a wiki list and then just try to figure out which ones you missed. Which feels a little tedious. Or like get your Estus to 212. Okay. But yes, I thoroughly believe that the hardcore get good crowd is primarily composed of people that don't play the games, or if they do, play them very poorly. Because yeah, on like the Fume Night thing, like there's covenants in this game dedicated to just for people who are really good to go help other people fight bosses. So he just summoned like 2 people that just showed up in like full Solaire and Onion Knight builds and just started like ganking the Fume Knight. You know, obviously got to do the praise the sun emote, all that, like all the fun stuff. Oh, that's mean. Ooh, a Cestus +8. I can dual wield fist now. Like as a piece of equipment that you wear. Your in-game hat. I mean, we are at in-game at this point because only I mean, yeah, you could just eat them all, get the levels you can, and then buy infinite life gems and bright bugs. The boss souls are weird. I usually try not to consume them because I always intend one day to try a New Game Plus run of these games. Yeah, you can't New Game Plus that. I mean, you could. I'm excited for New Game Plus Elden Rings. That's going to be so toxic. For the bosses, not for me. Oh. I fell down the garbage chute. Right. Like, you could get the resources, but... Oof. Yeah. I mean, you'd probably pick them up naturally in the DLC, but... Because there's a lot of upgrade materials here, but, like, you know, who cares? I guess Elden Ring is the game where that's more of a concern since you can change your name and appearance at any point for free once you beat Renala. You don't even need the respec item for that. Don't tell Matthew Matosis about that mechanic. I wonder what that makes. Gotta get those. No, your trophy. Oh, this is the most toxic room I have ever seen. Every enemy in this room just died. I don't know what happened. There's a room with... It's a room with this second DLC, because I'm doing the Fume Night one. And that room where the worker falls through the trash chute baited me in there, and there's like a bunch of enemies in there. They all just died? It's a room with a smelter wedge and a bunch of ash on the floor. I see what's happening. Some dude was throwing fire bombs down and then blew up a hazard. Yeah, like the big women that come out of the ground to get the souls of Nadia. Of course, I could never screw up any interaction with women in these games, except for all the times I kill the female NPCs for no reason. Whoever... Can't wait for you to embrace Fia, the deathbed companion in Elden Ring. Everyone has to do it. No, the funny part... No, the funny part about Fia is not, oh no, gross. The funny part is that everyone does it knowing the consequence of it and no one cares. I wonder if they have data on it, because the consequence is like barely anything. It's minus 5% max HP. But everyone does it anyway. Yeah. This is super in-game. Vendrick's dead. His wife is not dead. John Sekiro will finish the job. I mean, his wife is problematic though, so his wife is Manus, so has Dio been keeping you in the loop on the deep lore? It's true. It can't be debated either. I mean, I guess you could debate it, you know, if you like. Oh, so they're all pieces of Manus, I guess. Manus manifesting as women. Wow. Indeterminate figure. Manus father of the abyss. Mm-hmm. Finally. Woke Manus. Oh yeah, I'm getting scholared. No matter how many times I know I shouldn't do it, I end up running through an area with one scary looking enemy, then there's 12 scary looking enemies, and they're all here. There might be an item. I know... yeah, like stat requirements for the actual equipping. If there was, though, I would recommend against using it. One, you might need it later. Two, you'd be cheating the game and yourself. Why is pierce damage like this? This is so... it's so broken. I'll never forgive what they did to great swords in this game. It's yeah. It honestly looked like Cecil was better. As Dark Knight Cecil. Yeah. Just because the great sword just feels so trash. It doesn't track and it deals like no stagger damage. Like even with the stone ring, it just feels like the great swords got overtuned or something. I don't know what happened there. Wait a minute. I don't know if you went to this area. Ugh, I'm scared of things that are unfamiliar. I see that big long tower that you tried to navigate with 3 people. I just reached the fog gate to that, and then there's this other place that leads across a chain to another tower that I don't think you went on. But who can say? No scorching iron scepter in inventory. Yeah. Blue Smelter. I've... another boss that's very notorious. I think Smelter's the co-op one, from what I've heard. And Sur Alone is like a samurai warrior you fight. Because I've seen the all bosses speedrun, and he did it. If you beat Sur Alone without taking any damage, like if he never hits you at all, he will kill himself. He'll commit harakiri right in front of you. Yeah, he has a special death animation if you don't take damage to him. Like if you drain his whole health bar. Yeah, so if you do a hitless run of him, he has a special death animation. Oh, this looks like a bunch of exploding barrels. I'm sure that nothing is going to tank the frame rate in this room. God, I can't wait for Reindeer Fuckland. I mean, what are the odds that, like, the area theoretically sucks, but when you just do it co-op, it's fine? It's like trying to play Final Fantasy XI, I would guess, single player. Be like, gotta get the objective experience. Yeah, but that's the only way to be objective about it. Hmm. 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 So single player Final Fantasy 11 is kind of possible for some of it. Hmm. Like officially updated. Hmm. Hmm. Jeez. Is that is that standard old school MMO practice? So so Final Fantasy 11 was freaky, even though it was like, are there ways? Because like, I guess the thing that fascinates me about 11, because I know there were a lot of people mad about it at the time, that it wasn't just like Final Fantasy Online. Um, is that like it is Final Fantasy, and it came out before World of Warcraft, right? So that is so risky after how successful 10 was. And I imagine, like, did it do anything that made it more quote unquote accessible compared to the MMOs before it? Hmm. Hmm. Mhm. That's wild. I mean, like, mhm. Mhm. Until it works. Until you. Jeez. Hmm. I. That's a good question. I can't believe it exists. Honestly. Mhm. I mean, you said 2023 update official by Square Enix. What was it? So the servers are still exist. See, I thought it was just on fan servers at this point, like Fantasy Star Online or something. My goodness. Mhm. That is really awesome that it just still exists and they still update it. There's someone whose job it was go update Final Fantasy 11. What was up with 14? Cuz I with 14 there's so much cuz like it is probably worth thinking about what with the 14 video. I don't even know what you would want to talk about. There's so much. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. That's impressive. Mm-hmm. Like it's kind of like 13 animations almost, but that was just 6 characters. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You never played 1.0, did you? That's like the third? Oh, second. Mm-hmm. Fourth installment because 1.0 is canon. Um, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it feels like one of those because I'm playing it with no knowledge of what comes after while I'm kind of playing it. I will resume playing it around the 16th. Anton told me that's when apparently they're going to lift the server restrictions. Yeah. Um, you know, I'm playing it with no knowledge of like Shadowbringers and all the crazy stuff that came later. Like it feels weirdly cozy to just run around this world. It certainly does not feel like a bad time the way a lot of people frame it as, like boring or. Mm-hmm. The thing people complain about was 16. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Everyone thinks isn't going to get killed unless you're familiar with Sean Bean's acting career. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna die. I remember when Christian Bale shot him in the face in Equilibrium. This is gonna. He was trying to read a book, but you're not allowed to read books, so he got shot through his book. It was deep. Hmm. Yeah. They're, yeah, there are people up to no good and bandits running around and people that are like, because I think the furthest I got, they were like, "You were betraying us by working with those guys that are assholes." Hmm. 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 Oh, so it's like a nice little game full of friendliness. Very Realm Reborn. It's Hangout Core. Oh. Mm. Hmm. Oh boy, I am getting triple ganked by giant dudes. Oh boy. Ooh, Disco Elysium so good. Ouch. Hmm. Yeah, everyone is right about Disco Elysium. Like it, I've been playing it very slowly and very short bursts, and I don't know. It's just it's so good. Hmm. Yeah. Well, I think part of the fun for me has been, and maybe this is why I bounced off of it originally. I don't know, and maybe why a lot of people bounce off of it is that like I've accepted the fact that like there's no smart role play. You are Harry, and you are gonna say the insane shit Harry says, and you can't be worried about failure because a lot of the best stuff is when you fail. Yeah. Let's see. What is this? Oh crap. I'm so turned around, but this is good. I can help with the co-op area. I've stumbled upon the Broom Tower co-op area instead of. Yeah. Yeah. It did. And then the extra day is going to give me plenty of time to get set up on Dark Souls 3 cuz Dark Souls 3 has passwords that work unlike Dark Souls 1. All the 15 characters are gooners, all the 13 characters are Rizzlers. Um can't do that to Ignis though. Who knows who they are even? So I can't tell you who they are. I have Type 0. I'll never play it probably at some point, but you know, the backlog's so. Okay, I will do that. Then I'll scream about the $6 I wasted. I don't think I'll ever play Dissidia.